Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to be clear. The Democrats want to go from cops to community organizers, and they want the American taxpayer to pay for it. That's what they want to do in Democrat-run cities. Read the bill. The bill talks about a stipend to be used for graduate education or social work. That's what the bill's for. This is not about putting cops on the street. It's about transferring wealth from the people who funded their police, communities around the country who funded their police, giving it to cities, American tax dollars to cities who didn't fund their police, so they can use it for community organizers. That's what this bill's about. That's why we're against it. I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Texas.
Gentleman from Texas is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my friend from Ohio. I associate myself with his sentiments and might even take an even stronger and more critical opposition to these so-called law enforcement bills. And I certainly don't want to impugn the motive of every colleague on the other side of the aisle, but here are my strong views, and this is my position on behalf of West Texas. Since the riots of 2020, I've been warning my Democrat colleagues, we get what we tolerate. After 2 years of Democrats amplifying defund the police rhetoric, failing to hold criminals accountable, and refusing to condemn the lawlessness that's running rampant in our cities across the country, crime is absolutely out of control. Last year, a record number of police officers were killed. 73 American heroes lost their lives. And law enforcement has experienced a staggering 115% increase in ambush-style attacks. Further evidence of the left's war on law enforcement, police have seen a 45% increase in retirements, 20% increase in resignations, leaving the most vulnerable Americans even more susceptible to being victimized by criminals. Now, the party of defund the police wants to push through some face-saving bills just ahead of the election in November. Call me cynical, but that's unbelievable, Mr. Speaker. This legislation would expand the federal bureaucracy unnecessarily, take over the responsibility of local governments, and add even more strings to federal funding for the Biden administration or future administrations to impose their woke agenda and unrelated progressive policies on the American people. Mr. Speaker, these are not real solutions to the crime epidemic in America. These are political machinations to give the appearance of being supportive of law enforcement. These are a Texas-sized fig leaf to cover the Democrats' left's reckless policies and dangerous rhetoric that have encouraged crime, only coddled criminals, and created a culture of lawlessness in our country. I condemn all of that, and I urge my colleagues on both sides to vote no for this bill and the whole lot of these bills that are really just political window dressing, and I yield back.